Hello, Logan, Tristan, Liliana. Today we are starting the book, The Three Musketeers by Alexandre Dumas. I hope you're excited. I'm ready. Like I said before, this book is a chapter book. A book full of chapters. 15 of them. And I will be reading each and every one to you. Make sure you let me know if you want me to do one a day, or if you want me to do like one every other day, something like that. Because there's not as many pictures in this one, so I don't know if that matters to you, but let me know. The first chapter is called D'Artagnan. It's about D'Artagnan and his horse and his sword and some other stuff. The young man riding into the small French town of Mienge that April morning in 1625 made the citizens stop their work from stare in amazement. The man had to be from Gascony, in southern France, for only a Gascon would have the boldness to be seen on such an old, ridiculous-looking pony. It had a yellow, orange coat and a tail with no hair. It seemed so ashamed of its appearance that it walked with its head lower than its knees. But young D'Artagnan of Gascony sat on its back proudly. He was on his way to Paris to join the king's Musketeers. Those bold, courageous soldiers who guarded King Louis the 13th of France. D'Artagnan carried with him 3 gifts from his father: a purse containing 15 crowns of gold, a sword which had been in the family for generations, and a letter of introduction to Monsieur de Treville, the captain of the king's Musketeers. But D'Artagnan also carried with him his father's parting words. "My son," he said, "I have taught you how to handle a sword well. You must never draw back from a duel. You must be brave for 2 reasons. 1, you are a Gascon, and 2, you are my son." His father's words still rang in his ears as D'Artagnan climbed down from his pony at the inn of the Jolly Miller in Mienge. 3 men standing at the front door glanced at him, then looked back a second time, all 3 bursting into laughter. "I say," said D'Artagnan, approaching. "Tell me what you are laughing at, and we will laugh together." The tallest of the 3, a dark-haired nobleman with a patch over one eye and a scar on his cheek, looked over from the pony to its master. "I am not speaking to you, sir," he said with a sneer. "But I am speaking to you," cried D'Artagnan angrily. The nobleman ignored D'Artagnan, but pointed at the pony and whispered something to his friends. All 3 laughed again. D'Artagnan drew his sword and cried, "Gentlemen, you laugh at a pony, but do you dare laugh at its master?" "No one tells me when to laugh," said the nobleman. "I laugh when I please." And with that, he turned to enter the inn. But D'Artagnan was not the sort of man to let someone laugh at him and then escape. He ran after the man, shouting, "Turn around, sir, or I shall strike you from behind." The man whirled around and drew his sword. But at the same moment, his 2 friends came at D'Artagnan with sticks and shovels. One heavy blow opened a large gash on his head, and another knocked him unconscious. The innkeeper sent 2 of his servants to carry the wounded young man inside. As they placed him on the bed, a letter fell out of his pocket. The innkeeper picked it up and saw that it was addressed to the captain of the Musketeers. Perhaps the nobleman outside would be interested in this, he murmured. Perhaps the nobleman inside would be interested in this. That's a murmur, I think. And the nobleman was. What business can that boy have with my enemy? He exclaimed in surprise. Well, my business here with my lady is more important right now. I shall take a look at this letter later. Meanwhile, D'Artagnan had regained consciousness and staggered to the door. He saw the young nobleman taking a beautiful young woman seated in an elegant carriage. The man's words reached D'Artagnan's ears. The cardinal has ordered you to return. Oh, my book. Had ordered you to return to England at once, my lady. Be at the court often, and let him know if the Duke of Buckingham leaves London. I understand, replied the woman. But you must leave quickly, too. The least delay, such as that young man, can ruin our plans. The nobleman leaped onto his horse and galloped off in the direction of Paris. Come back, coward! Cried D'Artagnan, running out the door, but his wounds had left him too weak to take more than a few steps. As he stumbled back to the inn, he wondered what the mysterious conversation meant. The cardinal they had talked about had to be the Cardinal Richelieu, the powerful. A very powerful man who ruled France. And the Duke of Buckingham, why, he was the Prime Minister of England, the real power behind King Charles I. What was a war being planned between the two countries? He would find out when he reached Paris. The next morning, as D'Artagnan was dressing to continue his journey, he discovered that his letter to Monsieur de Treville was missing. He burst in furiously on the innkeeper and demanded to know where it was. Monsieur, said the frightened man, it was a stranger. The one you challenged a duel. He stole your letter. He did. You took it while you were unconscious. That scoundrel! I shall report him to the Monsieur de Treville when I reach Paris. D'Artagnan rode out of Monge, muttering, He shall be punished. That nobleman with the black patch has not seen the last of D'Artagnan Gascony. And that is the end of Chapter 1 of The Three Musketeers. Some pictures we missed. Of course, there's D'Artagnan with his horsey. It's a pony. His head is lower than his knees. Here is D'Artagnan with his father handing him the letter and the gold. Oh, and the sword. Here is D'Artagnan and his horse and the 3 men who laughed at him. And that is the nobleman. You can tell because he's got the scar and the patch. There's D'Artagnan, ill in bed, after he got hit over the head. And here's the innkeeper reading the letter that he took from D'Artagnan. Here is my lady, and here is the nobleman again. They're having that conversation. And then, of course, here's the angry D'Artagnan yelling at the innkeeper, who is so afraid he chose to lie about the reason the letter's gone. However, he's not wrong about who has the letter. And the next chapter, the captain of the Musketeers. What a fun and compelling image this will be. Alright guys, I hope you had fun with the first chapter of The Three Musketeers. I look forward to reading more to you. Let me know if you guys enjoyed it. I will see you again soon. I miss you all very much and I love you.